Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are out here at the carving yard and I've got to move these logs. I had some logs dropped off about 2 weeks ago, I think. I got some of them already moved over here, but the weather is beautiful today, and so we got to trim these up a little bit, roll them over here with the PV and up on this. I use the 4x4 so it keeps them off the ground when the snow comes, and hopefully I can stand them up and use them as needed through the winter. Some of these are pretty good size, you know, probably 22 inches across, at least. Size 11 work boot. I mean, pretty big logs. This one's all at 24 inches across here on the butt end. Heavy pieces though. Gonna put you guys in time lapse and go to work. I'm gonna be using the 441 Magnum 25-inch bar today. I had some people ask me about whether they should carve logs that are dry or green. What do I do while I work here in time lapse? We're gonna just talk about that. So be sure to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all, turn your YouTube notifications so you guys don't miss any future uploads. And let's get started. Hey guys, like I said, we were gonna discuss dry compared to fresh cut logs for carving or wood, and some other topics based around that. Honestly, logs this size, if I can get to them within the same year or the next year, that's fine. Usually I find logs that sit out in the weather after 2 years start to develop rot or have more issues. If you can remove the bark, it kind of rids the bugs. The bugs kind of stay away from it a little bit longer. If you can keep it up off the ground, out of the dirt, that helps as well. Now, to carve something dry, that means it has to air dry 1 year per inch. And when that's a board, it has to dry that way. If it's a log, it's never going to be fully dry. It'll rot before it actually dries out. It is not cost effective to try and bring it to a kiln. You're going to waste a lot of money. It's going to split, it's going to crack. You're not going to be happy with it. Now, carving a piece out of a full log, it's going to split, it's going to crack anyway. That's what happens when it dries. If you can cut a log in half top to bottom and carve something, or cut it into thirds top to bottom, or quarter the log top to bottom, that sort of stuff helps against cracking, because as the log dries, it dries around the center or the pith, which creates a crack on the outer layer. Sometimes it goes from the outside all the way to the center. Now, I carve mostly yellow pine. I will carve spruce or white pine if that's all I have, but I prefer yellow pine. For me, it carves the best. Spruce tends to have sap pockets. Red pine tends to be very brittle once it dries out. And the same thing with hemlock. Hemlock can be very brittle once it dries out. I don't have a lot of cedar where I am, so that's not something I'm, totally familiar with. Every once in a while I'll get a white cedar and I'll carve that up, but I don't usually have any issues with it. Usually carves nice. Green wood seems to be the most forgiving. Dry wood, if your chain speed slows down, you can rip things off. It cracks, it breaks easier. Green wood is more forgiving, but you'll have cracks later on. So it's kind of like a give and a take. Dry wood or wood that's more dry, it sat for a year or 2 years, you start to carve. There's a lot less moisture in there, but you run the risk of things breaking while you're working on it. You'll have to re-glue, you'll have to, dowel it back together or screw it back together depending on, what it is. Now, green wood can have that happen. I say green, stuff that's fresh cut to been down for about a year and it's a big piece. But it doesn't happen as often. If there's a lot of moisture in the log you're carving, in my experience, it could be different for other people. In my experience, it tends to not break as easily while you're still working on it. So I'll block something out, let it sit for a few days, go back and then do the detail and power tools. It makes that next layer dry enough where you can start to sand and add detail work and it not be so much moisture in it. Let's see, what else was I thinking here? Hopefully that helps answer your guys' questions though. I'll quarter pieces, let them sit if I can't get to them right away. It's not a big deal. Keep your chains sharp. It does help against having things break while you're working on them. Like the big bear with the chainsaw I'm currently working on. That's been sitting for about a week, 2 weeks, because I haven't been able to get back to it, but it's all right. It's going to make the detail process that much easier, because now at least that outer layer I have to detail is going to be dry, so I can sand and shape and burn and be ready for paint pretty darn quick. I don't recommend leaving carvings out in the sun or logs to dry. They're going to split and crack and check more than usual. It's better for stuff to dry slowly. It's always a good idea to seal your logs. I like to use Minwax Helmsman. I used to use the oil base, but it is now unavailable in New York State in the gallon. So I have to use the acrylic, which really sucks, but is what it is. Let's see. Most of the paint I use is aerosol. When I do the eyes, that's just an acrylic paint, and then I will spray a oil-based clear coat over the eyes and wherever I hand painted just to seal it. Hopefully I've helped answer your guys' questions as far as, like, what do I carve? Whether it's dry or wet, fresh cut, old cut. If you guys have other questions about this kind of topic, just let me know, and we'll try to, come back and do another video and sort of help you out with it, Also, you guys get to see my process for standing up big logs. I don't have equipment at this point in time. I don't have a skid steer. I don't have nothing but my truck and my two hands and this lift, and figure it out and make it happen. I am potentially thinking about putting a hoist in the tent here at the carving yard in the spring. We might put some 6x6s in the ground, kind of build like a frame, and put a chain fall in there so I can roll logs in and stand them up in the tent. We'll see. If so, we'll do a video creating that, making that happen. But, it's not my property, so I got to get the okay and the time and, the funds to do that sort of stuff. With that, though, I really do appreciate you guys watching. This channel's been growing, and it has been awesome. This has been the best month for me with YouTube as far as growth, as far as finances, and it's all because of you guys. I really, really do appreciate it. This YouTube thing has been taken off this past year, and it has really been amazing to see this thing grow, and it's all because of you guys. So if there's other things I can help you guys out with, comment below, let me know. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all if you guys haven't already. We're getting close to 20,000 subscribers, which is pretty awesome. It'll be cool to look back at this video in a few years and hear me say 20,000, and hopefully we've doubled that, So really do appreciate you guys. Also, here in the video, you see this log will be carved like it is, putting some wood under it so it's not directly in the dirt. Just some stuff to think of, guys. Keep your workspace clean, stay safe, keep gripping and ripping. Well, guys, that's it. Logs are taken care of. We're prepped for winter. If we need more, we'll worry about it when we need them. Got the biggest one here on end using the truck. We got, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. There's 12 logs here all lined up. There's one on the other side of that big one you might not have been able to see. This is a cherry log. I hope to use the Halls forma and mill that into some slabs at some point. And this is the bear I've been working on that I haven't been able to get back over here and do any more work on lately. Soon enough we'll get over here, though. I'm trying to get some smalls out for Christmas and all that kind of stuff, but yep. Appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to give me a thumbs up, hit subscribe, hit that bell, hit all. Turn on YouTube notifications, guys, don't miss any future uploads. And we're working our way toward that 20,000 so we can give away that brand new steel MS-170. Whew. I gotta go get a drink, maybe some lunch. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.